Hello. Happy day, whether it's your morning or afternoon, or whenever you are watching the replay. As always, I'd love to hear where you're tuning in from, what kind of grid of light that we are creating today. Well, welcome. I'm excited to be here with you today. There's a big movement happening right now within the celestial realms, and I feel like all of our consciousness, as I talk to folks in my one-on-ones, there's definitely a theme happening right now. And as we move forward into going up to the Lion's Gate, which is the Syrian star portal that happens, and the peak of it is Lion's Gate, August 8th. There's a lot of availability of certain streams of consciousness, especially those who feel like their star home is Sirius. And so, what I wanted to speak of today is really about how we move from 3D consciousness into 5D awareness, and the fact that we are in our bodies, which is in the realm of polarity and is in the realm of duality. So there's a way that we are always courting, so to speak, courting the 5D consciousness, and I'll break that down in a moment, while we are in a 3D body. So we're in the body of polarity, we're in the plane of duality. And so how do we court that frequency to be able to sustain within ourselves, within our consciousness, within our relationships? So as I mentioned, I think last week, it's not so much about how we are on our meditation cushion, but how we interact with the world. And also, are we that walking prayer? Are we that consciousness that we don't have to say anything, but we can hold the field of love? We can hold the field of oneness, of joy, of forgiveness, which are all 5D qualities, right? So we're moving from the place of personality and duality, polarity, into oneness, and all of those frequencies that go along with that will be considered 5D consciousness. So it gets, a little heady and wordy, and like, what's 5D, what's 4D, what's 3D. And so it's really like, how do we sustain the consciousness that produces a wakeful state? A wakeful state meaning being awake to our true nature. And what is our true nature? Our true nature is beyond personality, beyond our stories, beyond our wounds. And so we've done enough work where on the physical level, right? So it's one thing to be able to hold a certain state of consciousness within our upper centers, but we've been able to hold the frequency of love. We've been able to have that crystalline structure that's in our DNA that is in that remembrance of 5D awareness and consciousness, being able to have that in our bodies in a sustained, integrated way. So these practices, sorry if this microphone is being weird today. Trying to find a new microphone that'll stay better. But so the reason we, work with the centers like every week, and why it's so important, because our chakras, our energy body, holds all the information. It holds frequency. It holds the blueprints to what we're creating in our life. So if we have not worked with our energy centers, we have not worked with our chakras, then what's going on in our first three centers, specifically the ones of personality that we mentioned last week. So if you didn't catch that, you can catch the replay of balancing out the upper and lower centers. But if we haven't checked in with those, especially lower three centers, they hold all the information of the past. They hold the survival, the wounding, the places that really keep us stuck in that perception of that we live in a world that is material. We live in a world that is dualistic. We live in a world that's right, wrong, good, bad, like all the polarities that we experience as a human. So in the exploration and in the way of working with and tending to our energy body, we are then tending to our system to be able to hold higher frequencies. So when we go into meditation, when we go to retreats, when we go to ceremonies, and we have those moments of revelation, we have those moments of direct contact, like with our higher self, with the oversoul, with divine beings, like right, that direct gnosis is like we have that experience that is just lives in our body, and no one can tell us otherwise. Like that, just deep knowing that that was our experience. It's like we have those in those moments, like high moments, and then we go back to our life, and it can feel even more crunchy if we have not tended to the fires within to be able to integrate those higher frequencies. And so moving from 3D consciousness to 5D awareness is going back to those, like checking in to those to where your awareness is within your energy body, within your chakra system, and being able to sustain that. And so I recommend is, picking a quality that really speaks to, if we say, okay, we're moving in from 3D to 5D, new earth, like they're very, again, heady concepts. So what does that actually mean? And so if you pick a certain quality that really means something to you that you want to cultivate in your life. So that could be joy, that could be oneness, that could be love, a big frequencies, frequencies that are energy, and energy is information. So there's a lot of information in joy. There's a lot of information in peace. There's a lot of information in the frequency of oneness, right? So if you pick a certain quality that really holds those higher frequencies, that is the gateway to 5D consciousness, and work with that, work with it within your body, within your energy system. How does it land in your digestive system? Are you able to sustain oneness within your sacral center? And it will show you, where the unconscious material is, to go from unconscious to conscious mind, and then go from a lower state of being into a higher new consciousness that then will open up your life and open up to synchronicities, and furthermore, really be able to seed these new codes that are coming onto the planet. And so when we talk about connecting to Sirius, when we talk about connecting to different guides, it's really asking, like, how do we connect to higher information? And, in the way that our mind as humans wants to create meaning, and it's just what we do, and we create archetypal energies, archetypal patterns. So it's like if we are connecting into Mary Magdalene, or the Magdalene frequency, that frequency holds information, and that information is going to be specific to you and your soul path and your soul evolution, and the way that you have incarnated into the country you were born into, the family. There's so much information there. And so when you pair that, so the frequency, the archetype of the Magdalene frequency, the Mary Magdalene lineage, then what is it that keeps you apart from merging with that consciousness, right? So is this making sense? So we are always tracking, the different shamanic practitioners and medicine men and women, they were master trackers of energy and high sense perception. So each week and each day we're going, okay, here's our human experience when we are unconscious. And, it's like we can see on the planet, right? Like what's happening. It's like we're all moving from our power center, our wounding, really attached to the materialistic reality. And so it's like observing, and then it's like, okay, well, what is it to move from that lower state of being into a higher state of awareness, and then be able to be that walking prayer? Is this making sense? I did not ask my usual question if people could hear me, so I hope you can. All right. Oh, yeah, I didn't see the comments. Hello, everyone. Beautiful. So, being increasing your perception, which takes practice, it takes mindfulness with your chakras, with your energy system every single day. That is increasing your ability to hold 5D consciousness. And working with your energy centers really is the data bank that needs to be tended to. And what I've seen in my practice, good Lord, so sorry, I'm just going to deal with this. What I've seen in my practice is, when we jump to ritual, when we jump to ceremony, when we jump to learning shamanic tools, visioning practice, soul retrieval, some really important tools to navigate and to learn and to embody as we are in this time of the great prophecy. And if we have not tended to the vertical line, those who've studied with me for a long time know that I say this a lot, is the vertical access of the information of who we are, what is the memories of our past lives, what are the gifts of our past lives. If we have not tended to our vertical line, that is our soul contract, that it is our body, that is our emotions and our mental body, our spirit body, then whenever we step forward into the realm of ceremony, when we step forward into the realm of ritual and tending to these certain practices that are pretty advanced, then we are going to be limiting what we're going to be able to see. So if we have not tended to our vertical line and we have a lot of energy, let's say at our third chakra, when we go to engage in these certain practices and are engaging in ritual and ceremony, we're seeing from the lens of the third chakra. And there's nothing wrong with the third chakra in its elevated state. It's what we need. It's our power. It's our fire. It's like, especially medicine men and women, we need that digestive fire to be able to transmute and alchemize the hucha, the dense energy that we're working with. So it's not a matter of we don't want to be in our third chakra, but we want to be integrated. You want to have access to your true sight. You want to have access to true connection. And so that's why it's really important to tend to your vertical access and your own ladder of awakening, your own ladder of energies and consciousness rising. So, beautiful. I'm glad it feels practical and synchronistic, and I'm glad it makes sense. So, we are going to go into practice and a meditation where you're going to pick a vibration, a frequency, an energy that is information. And information being frequency, one and the same. And we're going to run that through our centers and see what center wants to be tended to and what that frequency, whether again is love, oneness, abundance. There's so much, you'll see your soul will inform you what is the medicine that you're walking with right now. And your life really kind of shows you what's the medicine you're walking with right now, right? And then, you will be guided through a process to really allow your centers to be in dialogue with that frequency. And so the moving from the 3D consciousness of duality, of personality, and I get like most people, of course, like you're on this call or you're watching the replay, you're already on this path, and we're not all stuck totally in unconscious behavior in our personality, but it's a really important tool also to have compassion. So also when you're interacting with those who are really just in their personality and haven't had the tools, you can really sit effortlessly, not like I'm going to go have compassion, but really just, especially when someone's being a dick to you, right? When someone's being an ass. And instead of you matching their frequency, you are able to hold that place of love and that place of oneness, that place of joy, and just have compassion. That person is running mostly in their lower centers and isn't able to tune into their true nature, and just have compassion and offer grace simply by your presence. All right, loves. So if there's not any other questions, we're going to jump in. Okay, as always, you're going to find your seat in a comfortable position where you can be relaxed but alert. Want to be good at this. Yes, we all want to be good at this. And there's certain situations that allow us to be good at holding presence of love. And there are situations that we'll just keep working with because it's a lifelong journey of self mastery. All right. So, as always, closing the eyes, taking the next just few seconds to be able to make sure that you're comfy, do the adjustments, wiggle around, grab a blanket if you need to. And saying hello to your sacred breath. Inviting the awareness to deepen as your presence deepens, your breath moves into your pelvic floor, expanding the belly, expanding the rib cage, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw. Exhale, coming more into this present moment, giving yourself the gift to be just right here, right now, tending to your sacred self. And saying hello to that grounding cord, that energetic connection between you and Pachamama, Mother Earth, Sacred Gaia. Goes from the root center, Muladhara, the will to be, all the way down into the center of the earth. Feeling that energetic connection and then checking into the width. How wide is your grounding cord today? Just notice what you notice with curiosity. And then allowing it to be as wide as your hips. Feeling the stability, the grace. Being able to be held by the earth. And saying hello to your crown center at the top of the head, having your spine nice and straight, the crown reaching towards the cosmos, reaching towards the heaven, petals unfurl. Saying hello to the heart of the divine, your higher self, your soul light, a foot above the head, and that connection right into the heart of the cosmos. Feeling that stream of light coming into the top of the head, bathing the brain stem, moving all the way down your spinal cord, really lighting up your body. Nourishing those cells that might be a little fatigued, a little weary. Letting the next few cycles be an invitation to relax even deeper. Let your body be held. As golden light fills your form. Beautiful. Now, resting your awareness right in the center of your chest at your sacred heart. Just saying hello to the sacred center that holds so much, that goes through so much in our lifetimes. Notice what you notice breathing in to the front of the heart and the back of the heart. Beautiful. And letting your awareness rest in the space around your body, connecting into that field of consciousness that is, that infinite space, the infinite field of possibilities. Relaxing into the void of nothing and everything. And tuning in to a certain frequency A 5D consciousness that could be love, grace, oneness, miracles. What does that frequency feel like? You might receive a color, a knowing, a shift in perception. And if that frequency did have a color, what would it be? Just in this moment for you right now. And moving your awareness to your base center, your root chakra, your perineum. Saying hello to that center again. And then bringing with your awareness the energy of that frequency you're working on. Recording, so to speak, in relationship with. So for example, if I picked love, I might feel a sensation or a knowing, see the color light blue, and I'm just going to place that energy into my base center. How does your root chakra match, align with the frequency that you're working with? Notice what you notice. It might feel effortless to feel that frequency in your base center mixing together, expanding, or it might feel like there's little alignment. Both are fine. We're going to ask for integration, balance, healing of your root center and that frequency. I'll be working with everyone's centers, moving lower density into higher frequency. And then asking your root center, what would it need to be able to open up and hold, be this frequency in your center of survival, of earth, of physicality? What would your center need to be able to integrate, embody this frequency of the 5D that you are working with? In trust, you might see something, feel something, you might just have a knowing or hear a message of a directive. And trust the process. Allow, breathe, stay present. Giving thanks for your root center as it continues to alchemize, integrate that frequency and bringing your awareness up to your sacral center. Place of creativity, sexuality, sensuality. Just saying hello to your sacral center. How is it doing today? And then bringing in that frequency that you are working with. Feeling your sacral center open to receive this frequency. Notice what you notice. Asking for the alchemy, the integration of your sacral center, creativity, sexuality, sensuality, and this higher frequency. Asking, what would this center need from you, from life, in order to be able to hold this higher frequency that you're working with? What would it need to be able to embody 5D awareness in the sacral center? And just trusting what you receive. And thanking your sacral center as you move your awareness up your central column to the solar plexus, right below the sternum, your place of fire, power, how you digest life emotionally. Saying hello, just notice what you notice. How is it feeling today? Feel vibrant? Does it feel a little on the diminished side, somewhere in between? And then inviting in this frequency of 5D consciousness. How does it land in your third chakra? Are there any colors that come up? How is it alchemizing? Breathing in, feeling it balance. And what would this center need in order to be able to integrate, embody this 5D consciousness that you are calling forth in your life? That's the medicine of this time. Beautiful. Thanking your third chakra and the information that was offered, moving up to your heart center. Saying hello to that sacred heart again. As we've already said hello, we're going to invite in that 5D consciousness to the heart. How does it land? How does it integrate? Moving it down right into that sacred temple. Asking for balance. And what would your heart need to be able to alchemize, expand, embody this frequency, this energy? Trusting what is offered. What do you need in your life to be able to relax into this frequency, this state of who you truly are? What would your heart need? And moving up to the throat center, giving thanks for your sacred heart. Saying hello to that throat center, the place of communication, of listening. How is your throat today? Inviting in that frequency into your throat. How does it land? Offering this frequency to your throat center as a healing balm. All those places that it wasn't safe to speak our truth. To all those moments that we stayed silent. Or that you did cry out but no one listened. So just really letting this frequency go into the throat. Transforming as it is available. And asking your throat center, what would it need to be able to relax and allow this 5D consciousness to take up more space? How does oneness or love or truth land? What does it need? Giving thanks to your throat center as you move up to the ajna, the point between the eyebrows and also deep inside the brain. Your third eye, notice what you notice. How is this place of vision, intuition, the place of the mind? It's a little bit scrambled, a little bit too busy. Does it feel relaxed, trusting in your intuition? Just notice what you notice. Inviting in that consciousness into your third eye, into deep inside the brain. What does their brain feel like? Inviting, courting this energy, frequency, information. Allowing it to harmonize, actualize, integrate. Giving thanks for your third eye as you move up to your crown center. Saying hello to your crown again as you invite the frequency into this crown center. And just also notice what you notice, the difference of availability from your crown center to your base with this 5D consciousness, just out of curiosity. Going back to the crown completely with your presence, your awareness, your crown lighting up with the frequency that you are calling in, calling forth. What does the frequency, the medicine mixing with your crown center feel like? What would your crown center need to be able to actualize, harmonize with this frequency even more? Just trusting what you get. And giving thanks to your crown center as you move up to your soul light, the last center, saying hello to this place, the intermediary between your higher centers outside of the body and your centers of the body. This place of portals and remembrance. Saying hello to your soul light. How's your soul light doing today? And asking that frequency to come in just even a little bit more. Expanding your soul light, balancing, alchemizing. What does your soul light need to be able to embody this even more than it already does? It should feel a little bit easier. Yeah, what's your soul up to? What does it need to be able to be the medicine? Giving thanks to your soul light is just let it go of all of that awareness and simply be. Just feeling your energy centers as a whole, your body, the space around your body. Being held in the frequency of love or peace, and that you are it and it is you. Relax and open, receive. And then slowly returning your awareness to your breath, to the inhalations and the exhalations, calling yourself back to the world of the senses, the world of 3D reality. Taking your time, staying inward as long as you desire. If you are ready, slowly wiggling your toes and your fingers, letting a little bit of light into your eyes as you slowly start to open your eyes with soft gaze. And letting the return be slow and easeful. And welcome back. And so you may wish to grab your journal and jot down some of the information or insight that you received during the centers. Your third chakra might have had a very specific descriptive or prescriptive of how to work with that frequency. So if you would like, I encourage you to jot down notes from that experience and what the centers had to offer. You know, some centers might have felt more readily available to hold that consciousness than others. And of course, if you would like to share, you can just drop it into the chat. So this is a really beautiful practice to tend to. You could set up even like a 7-day practice of this to really get the feel of it and the frequency. You know, it's a clearly a different experience that when we're working, let's say with forgiveness, and forgiveness being able to land in our heart versus our sacral. Let's say we've been dealing with healing sexual abuse, and our minds, our third eye, our crown really loves the idea of forgiveness, loves the notion, and knows that as long as we are not in a forgiving state, then we won't truly ever be free. So we can know that intellectually, but how does how does it land in your sacral center? And that is a practice, right? Especially if that's where the injury was. So we really want to respect, you don't want to like bulldoze energy into anything, right? And so it's a matter of practice. Like, and I really specifically use the word courting intentionally because, just we don't want to overwhelm our centers and we want to be in a place of listening. So I really encourage you to, if certain centers have been really direct with what they need, I encourage you to follow through. It will develop trust in your ability to hear more. And in your body and your higher self, your centers will also trust you to follow through. So it's, we're all in relationship. We're in relationship with our centers, our guides, these frequencies of information. And just like all relationships, we want to be trustworthy. We want to come back to a place of integrity. So deep listening. And I hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you. No, I won't see you next week. So next week there will not be a live, but there is the 7-day, and the link will be in the description. It's a 7-day process where we are going to be sitting for 7 days for 90 minutes and really tending to our energy bodies and our energy system, to our hearts, our souls, and calling forth that part of our destiny that's ready to land in the body. So it's going to be a really beautiful and intensive, a really beautiful and an intensive initiation and embodiment practice. And so that link will be, or I wonder if anyone's on. Let's see. The link will be in the description if you would like to join. It's Your Divine Destiny, and we'll be meeting on Zoom for 7 days every day, just a little bit more interaction. I can see you, and we can dive into more nuanced practices that I don't really can get to on YouTube. But I love you all. Thank you for showing up, and I hope to see you in the 7-day training. And if not, I will see you the week after. Okay, take care.